All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Wadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. And the elect begins with 144,000. YAHAWAH, who the world ignorantly calls God and Jehovah. BAHASHAM is in the name. YAHAWASHI, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. The Wadash is the Holy Spirit. I'm the brother Iwalumia with the GMS Chicago camp out here in Chicago. Come back at you with another lesson. And Lord willing, I hope it be edifying to the hopeful righteous elect, the ones of the household of faith. Lord willing, I hope this lesson be edifying. I'm just basically entitled this lesson, despite our circumstances, we still have to push this word out. We still have to push the word of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua, basically to our people. The elect of our people, because ultimately this is about the elect at the end of the day, so we have to continue to push this word, despite, our situations, despite our situations, that the things that we're going through, us men, we have to continue to push this work, man. It's a commandment from Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua. So I'm going to start off right here. This is the book of John 21-15. It says, so when they had dined, Yahushua said to Simon, which is Peter, Yahushua said to Simon, Peter, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me more than these? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my lambs. He said to him again the second time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Right, so this is Yahushua, speaking to Peter, who is the head of the church. It says, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? He said unto him, Yea, Lord, thou knowest that I love thee. He said unto him, Feed my sheep. It says, he said unto him the third time, Simon, son of Jonas, lovest thou me? Peter was grieved because he said unto him the third time, Lovest thou me? And he said unto him, Lord, thou knowest all things. Thou knowest that I love thee. Yahushua said unto him, Feed my sheep. Right, so Yahushua told Peter 3 times, man. This tells you how important, us men, how important it is for us to teach, and push this word, going onto the highways and byways, pushing, these epistles, out, onto the YouTube. Mainly we push these videos out on the YouTube, ultimately to reach the people, and we're ultimately, out of all our people, we're reaching, the elect of our people. So, us doing our, electronic epistles, our videos, going onto the highways and byways, these things are very important. And despite what we're going through on a daily basis, you might be going through something financial. You might have body elements. You might, having different problems with your family that's coming up against you for pushing this work. But despite all those situations, us pushing this work should be in the forefront, man. Because it's a commandment from Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua that we push this work. But let's continue. Bear with me for a second. Let's get this. This is the book of Isaiah 58:1. Isaiah 58:1. It says, Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins. And right, our people don't know where they're going off at if we don't go out there on the highways and byways and tell our people where they're going off at. That's why it's imperative. That's why it's important for us to be on the highways and byways, to us to push these videos out, to warn our people, but ultimately to correct our people also, to tell our people who they are according to the scriptures, to tell our people who their power is. These things are very important. Us as men, pushing the work of Yahawah BAHASHAM Yahushua. And like I said before, despite what you're going through, this should be at the forefront, because even Romans 8 said, who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach? Shall tribulation, I'm going to get it real quick, because these are the different things that we're going to suffer, in this truth, but ultimately us pushing this work, is our main mission, man. But let me get that Romans 8 real quick, because us in this truth, man, we're going to go through different, things. We're going to suffer many things, but pushing this work, needs to be in the forefront, of our everyday doings, man. Above your woman, above your family, above anything, man. Pushing the work of YAHAWASHI should be our number one priority. So this is the book of Romans 8 and 35. It says, who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? And these are many things that we're going to suffer in the truth, man. Sirach 2:1, if you come to serve the Lord, prepare thyself for temptation. But ultimately, this should not deter us from, serving the Lord and pushing his work out. It says, verse 36, it says, as it is written, for thy sake we are killed all the day long. We are accounted as sheep for the slaughter. It says, nay, in all these things we are more than conquerors through him that loved us. It says, for I am persuaded that neither death, nor life, nor angels, nor principalities, nor powers, nor things present, nor things to come, nor height, nor depth, nor any other creature shall be able to separate us from the love of Yahweh, which is in Mashiach Yahawasha our Lord. Right, so we're going to suffer many things in this truth. Doesn't mean that you stop, pushing this work. That means what? We have to go harder. The things that we go through, in this truth, man, it just only means what? That we need to go harder to push the work of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. And with that being said, let's get this. This is the book of 2 Timothy 2:10. It says, therefore I endure all. Let me actually see if I can start up. Yeah, I think I'm going to just jump straight into the point. 2 Timothy 2:10, it says, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sakes, that they may also obtain the salvation which is in the Mashiach Yahawashai with eternal glory. Right, so we endure, all things for the elect's sake, man. No matter what we're going through, man, on a daily basis, us men, we have to constantly push this work, do the will of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. Yahawashi, was on earth to do the will of his father, which is Yahweh. We have to follow in that same stead, man, to do the works, of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, which is what? To push this word, and, to basically ultimately what? Represent righteousness, And I read that Romans 8, man, who shall separate us from the love of Mashiach, man? None of these things shall separate us from the love of Mashiach, because ultimately, knowing that us in this show, we're going to go through these different things, it should not deter us from, of pushing this work, man, because this is the most important part of this ministry is pushing the will of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, to push this work out, man, to go to the highways and byways, to do your videos, all those things. This is the book of Ezekiel 3:18. It says, when I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way, to save his life, the same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. Right, how do we ultimately warn the wicked, man, of our people? We go to the highways and byways, we put up our videos, and we warn our people. That's how we do it, we have to do these things. It's required of us to do these things. This is a commandment from YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. If you don't warn the wicked, ultimately it's going to fall upon your own head. It says, verse 19, it says, yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. It says again, when a righteous man does turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and they lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die, because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he have done shall not be remembered, but his blood will I require at thine hand. It says, nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he does not sin, he shall surely live, because he is warned. Also, thou hast delivered thy soul. Right, and ultimately, what? Our mission is to go into the highways and byways, put up our videos to warn our people, man. To tell our people what's to come, to tell our people how to, to prepare themselves, how to get right. These are things that's required of us as men. Teaching this gospel, pushing this gospel, on the YouTube, our videos, going on the highways and byways, and we can't let our own personal problems, prevent us, from doing these things. Because like I said, this is a very important part of the ministry. Us, pushing out these lessons, us going to the highways and byways week in, week out, you know, and it's required of us to continue to do these things until YAHAWASHI makes his second return, and we have to continue to keep our hand on the plow, because what's that, Luke 6? I believe it's Luke 6. Let me actually get it real quick, because it talks about that, you taking your hand, from the away from the plow. I believe it's either Luke 6 or Luke 9, but let me get that real quick. Yep, Luke 9 and 62. I might start up. Luke 9 and 60 says, Yahushua said unto him, let the dead bury their dead, but go thou and preach the kingdom of Yahweh, which we're doing now. It says, and also, it says in Salaki, it says, and another also said, Lord, I will follow thee, but let me first go bid them farewell, which are at home at my house. Right, so different individuals making excuses why they can't, push this work, But it says, verse 62, it says, Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahushua. Right. So if you take your hand off this plow, man, if you think it's, better things, other better things than doing this work, you're not going to be fit for the kingdom of Yahushua. If you ultimately take your hand, off the plow from doing this work. Because like I said, this shall be at the forefront, of what we're doing, in this ministry, man. Above everything, above your wife, above your kids, above your personal problems that you're going through on a daily basis. This should be at our forefront, man. It don't matter if you have body elements, man. If it don't matter if you're going through it financially, your family coming up against you. This work should always be at the forefront. Even going back to the account which I read when Yahushua told Peter, lovest thou me, feed my sheep. He told Peter 3 times, man, just to let you know how important pushing this work is, man. Despite what you're going through, you have to push this work to the best of your ability, man. Let me read that again. It's the book of Luke 9 and 62. It says, Yahushua said unto him, no man having put his hand to the plow and looking back is fit for the kingdom of Yahweh. Right, so we have to keep our hand on this plow, man, continue to teach, continue to put up our videos, to continue to warn our people until what? Until Yahushua makes his second return, Let's go back. And Lord willing, I hope this lesson is edifying to whoever may be watching. So let's continue. This is the book of John 10. Actually, I'm going to close out with that, John. Let's get this. Luke 14 and 21. I'll bring up the whole chapter. Luke 14 and 21. It says, so that servant came and showed his Lord these things. It says, might start up. I'm going to start up. This is the book of Luke 14 and 17. It says, and sent his servant at supper time to say to them that were bidden, come, for all things are now ready. And it says, and they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused. Right. So as I read in that, what was that? Which I read, in what was that? I forget the account already, but the flesh. But yeah, different individuals making excuses of why they can't push the work. Or why they can't serve YAHAWASHI Yahushua. Verse 18 says, they all with one consent began to make excuse. The first said unto him, I have brought a piece of ground, and I must needs go and see it. I pray thee, have me excused. And another said, I have bought 5 yoke of oxen, and I go to prove them. I pray thee, have me excused. And another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So different, individuals making excuses of why they can't push this work, why they, not out there, for them what, this work, you know, pushing this work out, unto the people, and not going back to my title, man. Despite, our circumstances, man, we have to push this work, you know. It says, verse 20 says, another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So individuals that's basically putting, these worldly things over the work of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. It says, verse 21, it says, so that servant came and showed his Lord these things. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in hither the poor and the maimed and the halt and the blind. Right, a representation of our people, man. And the servant said, Lord, it is done as thou hast commanded, and yet there is room. And the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. And that's what we do week in, week out, man. We go to the highways and byways. We warn our people. What's that, Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter? We warn our people, as I read in the Ezekiel, what was that, 3? What was that, verse 18, 17, 18, somewhere around there? Give them warning for me. That's what we do, man. To get the blood off our hands. I read the account where YAHAWASHI, basically told Peter, if you love me, feed my sheep. He told Peter that 3 times, man. So it's important for us to push our videos out. It's important for us to be on the highways and byways. This is a big part of this ministry, man. Pushing this work, pushing the work of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI. YAHAWASHI, came, to do the will of his Father. We have to come in that same stead, man. YAHAWASHI, didn't stop his ministry because of the things that was going on around him. The Lord was tempted on all sides, but what? The Lord continued, and the Lord, YAHAWASHI continued, basically the things he had to do, And we have to come in that same stead, man. We have to continue to push this work regardless of what's going on in our personal, everyday, today lives, man. It says, verse 23, it says, and the Lord said unto the servant, go out into the highways and hedges and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say unto you that none of those men which were bidden shall taste of my supper. Right, because that scripture I read in Luke, what's that? Luke 9 and 62, or 9 and 62, it says, if you take your hand off the plow, you're not fit for the kingdom of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, So you can't have these different things, above the work of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, man. But let's continue. I want to get one more. This is the book of John 10 and 11. It says, I am the good shepherd. It says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. It says, but he that is an hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf cometh and leaveth the sheep and fleeth, and the wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. Right, so an individual that's not taking this thing seriously, man. You're here for a season. You probably be out there 3 months, and people won't see you for a year. Your channel is completely dead. You're not basically what? You're not feeding the sheep. You're not warning the sheep. That's what a hireling is, And we can't be a hireling, man. You miss it for 6 months. All of a sudden, you come back. The sheep is malnourished. The sheep is dead. We can't be a hireling, man. But I'm going to read that again. Verse 12, it says, but he that is an hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeing the wolf cometh and leaveth the sheep and fleeth, and wolf catcheth them and scattereth the sheep. Right, so we have to constantly, we can't be a hireling. We have to constantly nourish the sheep, feed the sheep, the correct doctrine at that, man. We can't be feeding the sheep any type of thing, man. We have to feed the sheep the correct doctrine. We have to constantly feed the sheep, man. We can't be taking no time off, because of, this happening in your life, that's happening in your life. No, man. We have to continue to push this word despite what we're going through, As I read, in that, what was that Luke, I had me excused, I had married, a wife had me excused, this thing, hey, we can't have no excuses, man, when we're pushing the work of YAHAWASHI YAHAWASHI, man. The Lord don't want to hear your excuses. The Lord wants to see actions, man. It says, verse 13, it says, the hireling fleeth. It says, the hireling fleeth because he is an hireling and careth not for the sheep. It says, I am the good shepherd and know my sheep, and as Salaki, and am known of mine. It says, as the Father knoweth me, even to know I the Father, I lay down my life for the sheep. And right, we have to do the same, man. Despite what we're going through in our everyday life, so-called life here in Babylon, man. You know, you're going through financial problems, your family coming up against you, man. And we still have to push this work, man, regardless. You know? But I just wanted to bring that out, something I was thinking about. So Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. Us as men in this truth, man, we have to constantly push this work out, man. Until YAHAWASHI makes his second return. We have to constantly put this work out, man, until the Lord said, it's done. So with that being said, I hope this lesson was edifying. I want to end off by giving our praise and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, Makakwadash. Double honors to the elders and our apostles of great millstone that taught us this truth. And salutations to the hopeful elect that's around the four corners of the globe. Lord willing, I hope this lesson was edifying. Till next time, Kwame Asharala Shalom and the Bible Ball.